Hey, what is going on, everybody? It feels like it has been a minute. Been pretty busy, but the update is out. It's looking good. And Mr. Sinister has been buffed. And I can see, like, I can already see it in the chat. I've seen it in line chats. I've seen it on Discord. People are pretty excited for this buff. We are going to rank him up. We are on the CCP server. So none of this will be on my live account unless we do for some reason. And I will make that very clear that we will be moving to my line account. But everything we see, unless I make that very obvious, will be on the CCP server. So we'll rank him up to rank 5 here to get the full experience. And so we can kind of test that out. Why am I on skill? I will be ranking him up. And thankfully, and I am grateful, we also have my good friend, you all probably now know him as champion designer, Daddy Longlegs DLL. DLL, thank you so much for being here, bud.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look forward to it.
Would you mind? And so, in fact, Aiden, I see you in the chat, buddy, and Rye, if you guys are still there, thanks so much for being here. And a misery rate, thank you so much for that. That's awesome. Hope your stream went fantastically. If someone could link, and I just didn't have time. This is kind of a lunch break stream for me. If someone could link DLL's Spotlight with Context of Sinister, those are always incredibly helpful to me. I like to give them a listen before I kind of play the champion, then play the champion, hopefully pull the champion, and then I go back and play them, and then really give it another listen. So much of it makes sense, and then also points out various things. So if someone could do that, and then we could pin that comment, I would appreciate that. And I will kind of link. I will kind of rank him up. Is sound coming in a little loud? Game sounds are incredibly loud for me right now. Let's try that. DLL, do you mind saying hello? Maybe even giving a little spiel on Sinister here.
Yeah. So one of the things I said right at the start of my spotlight is if you played Sinister a lot previously, because I know he did have some fans, he should be recognizable. Like, it's still, there's a lot of parry heavy gameplay. There's, parry heavy charge into specials and then charge heavy again. Like, the beats are very similar, but you get a lot more out of it now. And that's kind of the core idea. I have not asked about that yet, Aiden. Let me send that real quick.
But if you're able to, if you, obviously any question I ask, so we don't say this every single time, as you know, if you can't answer it, I totally get it. And I apologize for asking you a question like that. I just think, I know I'm curious, and I think other people would be curious. For this update in specific, and potentially updates in general, champion updates, are there targets? Like, is it like, hey, here's this thing that we think would be the game kind of needs right now, the class relationships, defensive targets, like, or is it more like, this is a fun champion, I want to take on this project, let's make him usable, or them usable? Not obviously, they're not all him.
So I have sidestepped this question before.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'll try to answer it in general. The most important thing to say is that this is a moving target, right?
Okay.
The biggest reason that I often avoid this question is that people will go like, well, then how about no.
Yeah,
don't look at old buff decisions with whatever I say. This applies to maybe the last 2.
In fact, I'm going to interrupt you for a second because I want to say so, because I know there's some viewers who might be like, hey, wait a minute, why does Vega get to ask that? And one is DLL and I have been friends for like 6 years. And he knows I'm not trying to trap him. Like, I'm genuinely just like, I'm wondering. I enjoy the game. And I've also played it long enough to know that maybe with this champion, that was the idea, or this stream of an employee said this, but then employees change, times change, priorities change. And so, like, holding the company to something one employee said in like 2015 is not really fair when we're in 2024. Just kind of wanted to set the table there and all that. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah.
Like, the buff program is constantly evolving, and I realize that can be frustrating in general, but like, I want to say it's kind of frustrating to us too, because we want to buff champions all the time, but we only have so much capacity for balance passes, QA passes, etc. And so that's kind of what determines the cadence. I will say lately it has kind of been a combination of like, it looks like we can buff this character without too much concern, and or someone has already started the work and has a good idea, and or it would benefit things like in the game currently. Like, people complained about Red Guardian and Luke because science was already strong, right? We know, but like both of those buffs, most of the work was done on them like a full year ago or more. So they were just very low-hanging fruit. Sinister was a newer project, but he's also like better aimed at what we want to do because of that. Like, yes, we know Mutant could use a bit more, specifically two ways in Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
Like, there are good mutants for Battlegrounds, but we know a lot of them are kind of offensive or defensive, and so that was one of his goals. I think Superior Iron Man is, like, for a similar purpose, is to kind of, I won't, like,
careful,
talk about specific abilities, but basically to kind of, I think most of us feel the community's sentiment that Cosmic is top-heavy is overstated, but it's not fully wrong. And so part of the purpose of that buff will be to round some things out in the middle.
You're aware that I have a spreadsheet that shows that it, in fact, is very top-heavy. Maybe you're not aware, and I will email that to you so you can know that the Bible I have created, without a doubt, shows. See,
it is top heavy for sure.
No,
you know that, like, where I'm going with that is more when people are like, oh, the Cosmic, the 7-star Cosmics are so bad. It's like, that would be news to Null and Gamora and
and Gladiator, and who frustrates me to no end. But I see it, and I do enjoy him. And Adam Warlock, who better just put out the video, just making me nonstop mouth agape, like, holy crap, how did he just do that? Okay, thank you for humoring me and us. And I think that was another example of, like, just, we have that relationship. DL knows I'm not trying to, like, prove him wrong. I'm genuinely, like, asking a question or just screwing around, maybe more than I should. I should ask. The Mr. Sinister relic seems like it's probably the best relic for Mr. Sinister.
Yeah, it's hard for me to imagine anything else really mattering. Like, if you, for some reason, really like Mr. Well, no, because that doesn't even trigger off of degens. Never mind. I was gonna say, like, maybe if your Sinister relics are spoken for, you could maybe look at Wolverine, but that doesn't trigger off dots. It's just bleeds and regens, right? I forget. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. There might be an ability on the Wolverine relic that does something, but it'll be a clear second choice.
For him, do you think? Because I want to show people seem excited about this buff. One, we're not going to spoil the show at all, but I know people are excited about him because of the show. He's obviously a beloved character, but it seems like he's good in game. So I want to make sure we do this as well as we can here. Do you think either of these rune slots is better for him? When blood are immune to bleeding, gain a stacking precision, or
I think he's large body type. As a general rule, they have higher base crit damage than crit rating, so I'd probably go for the precision.
Okay. And then the attack while bleeding, because he spends a good amount of the fight actually bleeding, right?
Right.
Okay. So we will put this on our friend. And then
duration 1 on Wolverine would be nice. Yeah, that could potentially be spooky.
it
won't work. Sorry.
That's all right. As you can tell, I was really busy this last month. My consistent viewers know that. So I haven't been on the CCP server much. So I'm actually out of Ascension Dust. But I did put a 20% boost on, which is for our purposes the same thing, right?
As Ascension?
Yeah.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, I always
It won't be quite as good if you roll the cosmic passive from his sig, but otherwise it's pretty much the same.
All right, so viewers, keep that in mind because I know when I do, as you know, I liked doing the videos on these things. I would often be out of Ascension dust, and so I would say I'm essentially replicating what an Ascended champion would look like here, and I put the 20% boost on. So I have you here, so might as well be as specific as we possibly can. And I guess let's do we'll do this will be a very quick rundown. In fact, did anyone link your video? Aiden, thank you so much. Hugely appreciate that, buddy. I see it. And chat, I apologize. This is one of those ones, and a lot of you have actually told me, they're like, look, when you have an expert, we appreciate you interacting with the chat, but we really want to hear the expert. So we're not going to ignore you, but I want to kind of do this with DLL here. Let's go ahead and go to Winter Soldier as we just kind of get the flow of this down. No one said game sounds are coming in super loud for them, right? DLL's volume is still too low versus Vega. Is that still the case? Game sounds sound so loud for me. We've adjusted this. I could swear last time I streamed, we adjusted this.
I thought so. Checking my settings. Yeah, my input volume's pretty high. I can max it out some more, though, if it's already high on yours. There's a little bit of room.
Let me turn down. I think that turned down. Game sounds. Chat, you let me know. And then let me try to tune you up a little bit. Oh yeah, I can raise your volume a little bit. I swear, like I won't change a thing. Like I wouldn't even come into this office sometimes, except for like if I'm doing like work, and I'll be at that chair, and like settings change. I have no idea. I've heard this guy's pretty good. This is my first test. Yes, this is my first test. Just again, a little more context for everyone. Did Sinister come into the game with Havoc? Like, it's amazing because, you know, I've been putting out the videos on Havoc saying, like, this guy, like, won't die. Like, he just seems so...
Gameplay Easter eggs with Cyclops.
Okay, so... And I recall it being 2 mutants. And I recall... Yeah, I don't remember if this was at the time where, like... I don't recall, okay, guys? I don't recall the specifics. If, like, abilities were leaked early or... I don't know, but, you know, the community got them. And I remember people being very excited for Sinister, and then, you know, it didn't turn out the way you know, some of us had been really excited about. And then it was the other mutant that turned out to be really usable. Havoc's still incredible. To the best of my recollection, it's not been buffed at all. And then now we've got this buff Sinister. I see MSD. I see so many people in the chat. Thank you for being here. He came out with Emma Frost. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. And she was obviously pretty good. Still is good, actually. Okay. So this is the signature ability of Sig 200. Each time Sinister defeats an opponent, he extracts their genetic code. So this only happens on defeating the opponent. But if I remember correctly, he like gets 2 of them right away in a fight or something. 3. And that's fixed. So you get that at Sig 1.
Yes, although I believe the potency of them still scales.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. The green numbers are the potency. So mutant would be prowess, increasing special attack damage. Skill, precision, increasing critical rating. Science, regen rate, increasing regen. Cool. Mystic, combat power rate. Oh, that's interesting to do combat power rate for Mystic. It ends up making sense, but that surprised me. That's cool. And Cosmic increases, you get a Fury. This is actually a buff.
No, all of those will be passive.
Okay, that's cool. So you don't get penalized for that. Like, there's no downside unless you were bringing him in for, like... You're gone?
They can't hear me at all now.
DLL's gone. Sorry, guys. We've been having a talk. What the heck? Can you try saying something, bud?
Yeah. Hello.
Can you guys hear him now? Super quiet. No. Okay, the thing... Okay, DL, can you just, again, say hello again?
Yeah, hello.
Can you guys hear him back again?
Let's see.
No, I changed something. I thought it was game sounds, but it wasn't. Apparently it was you. So game sounds will just be really loud. That's fine. If they're not loud for viewers, they're not loud for you, it's fine. I can deal with it. A little low, but there. Okay. I can't tune you up any louder than I have you.
Fair. I will...
Sounds a lot better. Can you read my lips? Hey guys, if you can hear him, sign. Give me the thumbs up. What's up, OIC?
Just maxed out mine.
Okay, now I can hear you. Yeah, that was good. That was good.
Cool.
Okay, so we'll move on. So these are passives. That's cool, because you're not bringing Sinister in for, like, buffed up, or a node or fight where you need buffs anyways. So this is good. And this, right, I think, removes potential punishment for, you know, can't get nullified or what have you. Telepathic Master renders immune to taunt. And, oh, so, okay, he doesn't have psychic shielding. He's actually just immune to reverse controls.
Right. He might have been the first.
Okay. Oh, the first reverse controls immune. All right. Oh, yeah. The reason for all that context was I never played this guy. You know, like, aside from just screwing around sometimes. So this is almost like a brand new champion for me. Mr. Sinister reduces the potency of incoming bleed effects. Okay, that makes sense. Hence the relic putting the bleed and you getting bleeds. Question: If you're fighting like an enhanced bleed node, does that mean he will take damage then from bleeds?
Correct.
Okay, so that's something just to be aware of.
Not his personal bleeds, because they have a base duration of 0, but any others, yes. Or a base potency of 0. But others will.
Oh, MSD, you're taking me back into history, which I don't want to sidetrack this too much, but I'm considering talking about Corvus in a video that I'm pretty sure I'm going to make, but I might not, that has to do with champions coming out and ruining other classes. So, but I don't want to be too dramatic about it. And that even just hearing myself say that, I was like, that's more dramatic than I want it to be, because I don't believe that. So that was good. That was a good test exercise. Okay, Mr. Sinister reduces the potency of... Okay, Mr. I like how each time it's like, Mr. Sinister this, Mr. Sinister that. Telekinetic powers allow him to block unblockables. What? Just out the gate, this dude's Shuri?
Yep. Although that is missing... His text is a little messed up. That should say it doesn't work against techs. It's missing that clause.
Fine. I'll take it.
Right.
You don't even need to awaken this dude for that?
Nope.
Okay, no wonder everyone's excited about it. Well-timed blocks.
His utility's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, this is already... Reduce the potency of bleed, so it's not immunity, but in some ways, some people like this better. Taunt's not a huge deal for playing, but that's nice for defense, reverse controls. We all know how annoying those are. Well-timed block grants a bulwark buff. It is actually a buff, increasing block proficiency. Okay.
That one actually is a passive.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna be good. This is okay. He's a block unblockables, just not by text. So thanks for calling that out. Whenever a skill champion purifies a debuff, replace the ability actually there. Okay, so that's going to be interesting to actually play out because, I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong. This is not a complaint. This is just, and I think there's a Korg on this map. Maybe it's an Atuma, and I think you can reduce the ability accuracy of their purifies. You're not going to be sure about it. It's kind of reminds me of APOC's evade counter. Like,
right.
You're not positive until it's 100. So, all right. I think you actually called that out in your video too.
Yeah.
Mr. Sinister's regen rate cannot be reduced. You definitely talked about this. 100% chance to regenerate. So, okay. Critical hits. Abilities cannot be modified. Okay. Regenerate is increased by 100% for every hit. And the opponent. Okay, so that's his defensive thing. This is the whole crit and all that stuff. So.
That's not intended TC. I will. No. Don't worry about that. I will just.
Okay.
I'm making a note to myself.
All right. Well, charging a heavy. Positive duration of damaging debuffs, cool, stun, concussion, and power leech on the opponent. Charging heavy for 1 second grants a vicious passive, increasing the potency of damage and debuffs by 30%. So the damaging, so you're charging the heavy. That's interesting. Last DLL, if you're doing that before you put the debuffs on, or afterwards, or both. Charging heavy for 1 additional second triggers Mr. Sinister's genetic manipulation. For the next 7 seconds, he inflicts a 10-second bleed debuff on him every. Okay. Transferring all damage and debuffs from Mr. Sinister to non-robot. I remember DL talked about this at length in his video. Go watch his video too. If you've pulled Sinister, if you're ranking him up, converting them to degen buffs, stealing. Okay, so it looks like you're holding heavy to get the bleeds on you, then you're transferring them over with the special one. This ability activates even if it was blocked or avoided. And it's degen. DL talked about this. That's great. That's for those who often, I get this question a lot, like, why do I have Deathless Guillotine ranked higher than regular Guillotine? It's because the degen is just such a rare damage type, not many immune to it, that sort of thing. Mr. Sinister inflicts himself with a non-sacking 0 bleed potency. Okay, so, wait, what? So that's another way to get bleed on yourself. Special 2, 100% chance to inflict concussion, reducing the opponent's ability actually by 100%. 100% is a lot. I kind of want to test this guy against Kindred. I want to see how that plays out. This ability activates even if the attack is blocked or voided. 100% chance to stun. Cool. And then 100% chance to inflict concussion, reduces the opponent's ability actually by 12 seconds. 100% chance to apply power leech to the target, stealing 20% of their max power. Curious what the point of the SP3 is. Because it's not like he's got Mystic Dispersion and you're getting pushed to it or something like that. Aiden, I know Aiden's a big fan too, so Aiden's probably sharing some knowledge. Thank you for doing that, Aiden. Aiden is an incredibly smart player. For those of you who are like, that was weird to randomly start talking about Aiden. Aiden Egatron. DLL, what were you about to say, my friend?
Oh, I was just saying, those are both holdovers, like Aiden's saying in the chat. Sinister is older than a remotely codified class wheel. So there's just going to be some weird stuff in here that we didn't strip out.
But it's like no harm, no foul. Like the SP3 isn't like, well, that's weird, that ruins his kit. It's more like, oh, all right. Like if somehow you get to the SP3, like you throw it, and I guess you get the power leech.
Right.
That's not. No one's going to complain about that. Here's the one thing I didn't understand is, are you getting the bleeds on yourself from holding the heavy, the SP1, or both?
It's primarily going to be the heavy.
So why am I a
lot more efficient?
Why am I not getting them then? Because you gotta hold it longer.
Exactly.
How is that going to interact with Limber?
He pauses debuffs, so it doesn't.
Are you kidding me right now?
If Limber reduces the stun duration enough that you don't have a chance to start the heavy charge before it expires, then it will interact. But as long as you enter the heavy charge before the debuff expires, you just pause it.
Sorry, can you repeat that one more time? I'm not sharing my screen, so I'm realizing you don't know. Something just happened, and I have now paused. I have now paused it because I'm a little bit like I'm like everyone else. You know, I get excited. And I can see why. Who was it? Was it Jason Rushing? There was a commenter right now, or early on, who was like, "Yep, I'm R5ing them already," and I'm like, I'm seeing this. Like, I
actually took him from a selector on my alt account because it has very few 6 stars, and I was like, I don't really need mutants, but I just decided to have some fun with the poolies.
I mean, dude, you didn't see it, but I messed up like a parry. I don't know. I messed something up. And then Winter Soldier put an Incinerate on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally just was like, haha, no, you take it back as DJ.
Right.
with just the SP1.
Yeah, he's good.
All right. He's good for Photon? How, Pablo?
Block unblockable. She's not immune to degen. I kind of get that.
Yeah,
You're still going to take a lot of block damage, but if Pablo is particularly... can pause the stun longer than her untouchable, that works too. But I was also going to say, like, he's going to look better than normal in the current victory track meta because of the crit through block.
Also, careful, DL is about to add a line to her code. Be like, if for some reason the stun is paused.
No,
I'm just messing.
It was I know you're messing, but it was an intentional choice in her development. There was a draft of her where she was just untouchable while stunned. Period.
You know why I think I like with this is seconds of playing him, and here's why I think he's gonna just totally be a fan favorite. Why I know I'm already excited about him is like I don't need to time my heavy, I just hold it, and he like lets go for you, like that wasn't happen. What's up, Fausty? What's up, Cypher? Jaeger, what's up, buddy? I didn't say hello. You got to be able to stun. So let's I mean, this was literally Winter Soldier. So let's not over.
Yeah, he's honestly pretty bad against stun.
What?
Unless you are like getting debuffs thrown at you.
Unless you, okay, so he's pretty bad against stun.
Aiden, the degens apply before the debuffs are removed from Sinister. So yes, he is hit by Iniquity.
I mean, this guy is ticking for 6,000 right now. This is wild. Apparently, I can't parry. This is like all my timing feels off, but I don't care.
Not sure how I feel about that. I don't know that we care how you feel about that, because I think he has enough going on for him.
I mean, this is such a, we talk about flow, buddy.
Yeah.
This is feeling 5 of 5 for me. Like, this is, I'm doing the huge revamp of the whole list. And I think Spider-Ham and Hercules and Hulkling were the only 5 of 5s. I wanted to fight Bloat pretty bad. He's feeling 5 of 5.
I can see that.
Because you just SP1 hold heavy, and then the holding heavy is getting more bleeds on you. So even if you're damaged, if your degen falls off, your ramp is going as you're using him. Does that make sense?
Right. And the same heavy charge is going to pause any damaging debuffs currently on the opponent, whether that's from the node or from previous conversions. It's going to pause any concussions, any power leeches. Like, everything is basically on the same trigger.
Aiden's making a good point. This is without the cosmic genetic. I didn't even pay attention to what genetic code we had. Just again, because I know I sound excited. I can hear it in my own voice. He is subject to rebalancing, right? Like any other new champion.
Correct.
Okay. We're also literally showing him against the easiest fight possible. So, oh no, where did these guys go? What the heck?
Oh, yeah, the map was updated.
I'm not usually one to criticize, but this is a really bad update. Replacing it with a bunch of Groots, because he won't shut off Groot's Purify, will he? So
no, he will. Like, you know, as long as the stun's still there, he'll pause things and get around that.
Let's see what happens. The degen seems a bit strong. It does seem strong. For how simple what I'm doing is, it does feel very strong. Because Red Guardian was changed multiple times, he is still open to rebalancing. Yeah, I mean, my understanding of... I'll let DL answer that. But to me, yes, he would absolutely be open to rebalancing because, you know, he's only been in the game for like, a month?
I forget if he was the last one before or if he's covered, but for now I'm going to say sure. I honestly forget.
Red Guardian?
Yeah, like it's either our announcement about buffs are subject to rebalancing was either Red Guardian or Luke.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess in some ways, the timer without the pause is really short. So, Oh my god, the blocking unblockable was amazing right there. I honestly can't block parry to save my life. It's like everything I'm doing is really late. What's the point of the SP2, just in case there's ability accuracy you want to turn off for some reason?
I guess. It's... The thing about that is that, like, I'm not going to pretend that the Special 2 is a long enough concussion to be particularly powerful.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But, like, it's a 100% concussion, and so I don't know that we particularly wanted to make it more usable. Or, like, we could have made it longer, but then reduced the potency, and then there would have been one person who was using it to completely turn off some interaction that would have... Basically, it was just easier to leave it.
This is really wild. He shouldn't. He doesn't extend the striker pause.
Right, because that's not a debuff.
Yeah, that's not a stun, right? So the degen goes through block. You called that out in your video.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Faust, I hear you, but at the same time, like, if when I was, I think it was Jim on Twitter wrote that he said I was like your relic when you were designing Kushala. I was like, I like that idea. Like, I'm just kind of sitting on your shoulder, being like, try this. If I had been able to tell DLL, just don't give her abilities on her SP2 or SP1. Or SP2 or SP3, but make that SP1 strong as, you know, bleep. I would have done it. And that's how this feels. Like, this feels really, really fun. I don't know how else to explain this. The SP2 is also defense effect. That's right. Like, I honestly feel like, cool, we covered it. Let's go. Let's fight this guy. Yeah, SP1 versus SP2 is rock on a hard place now. Yeah, it looked to me like you want a robot. Robots.
Yep.
A Mega Sentinel stocks through the roof. Because she's even got a heal block.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad this came out before I made my advice for the Omega Days video. Because I know I was honestly going to be like, here's what you guys will see me do: is I want Mole Man or the guy with 4 fingers. What's his name?
Longshot.
Yes, thank you. Because I think they'll be good in Battlegrounds, and like I think they have lasting power 7 stars. I'm not as sure about the others as far as Battlegrounds is concerned. I think they're all very good champions. But Omega Sentinel is a 7-star rank 3. I remember liking her sick. Anyways, that's not what this stream's about.
Mm-hmm.
Too many mutants to rank up. That's what I'm thinking, man. Faust, I'm like, kabam. You know, we got Nightcrawler SIGs and like, man. Wait, why am I gaining bleeds without even doing anything?
Did you not charge the heavy?
I did, but I felt like I was doing nothing and they were still applying. Like, watch. See how they're still building?
Yeah, that's because the cream-colored passive, I'll say, is still active.
Is there anything anyone wants to see? Because I genuinely feel like we've kind of exhausted what... The only, again, if I'm looking for negatives here, it's like, I could see people getting bored of this.
Yeah. It's not a particularly complicated loop.
No.
But we also need some of those.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're talking to the guy that, like, mained Archangel in War for a long time. Like, yeah, it's not... I'm looking for... I don't even know what. Bullseye fight or showcases. So okay, you know me, right? Like I when I see a video, I shout it out. I don't hide the ball. Any of that. I did see Sweeta's video earlier today while I was kind of in between some things. He's quite funny against Bullseye. We'll show that real quick. It's pretty funny, actually. Let's go ahead and show that to everybody. Let's see how a 5-star.
So tempted to make a sarcastic comment, and I'm not going to.
No, go for it. Go for it. Is it sarcastic in my direction or in the audience's?
In the audience's.
Oh well, I don't know.
I know.
Yeah, I don't think I'm.
I'll
authorized.
just tell you later.
I'm not authorized to green like that. If it was making fun of me, I'd be like, go for it. But watch this. This is interesting. Let's see how this plays out. Because what I think will happen, let's see if he survives long enough, is his heal actually gets stronger the more he's crit, right? And Bullseye has guaranteed crits.
It's specifically stronger the higher the opponent's combo is.
Oh, it's. I thought it was the. Okay, I thought it was. Let's see. I mean, this is pretty remarkable already, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's holding the. Come on, Sinister, you can do it. Come on, buddy. He's building. He's shaking like Hulk Hogan. Can he do it? 37 says high mark. He's up. He beat it. He got to 38. 42. Okay, so from here on out, I think you're going to see his health bar actually build. But Sweeta did show. Yeah, and so just again, I did see it. I didn't want to act like this was my original idea. Aiden, you have him in BGs? You have, what rank do you have yours at? If you struggle to fight Bullseye like I do, I can recommend two things. One is it looks like Mr. Sinister. Two, and probably the better way to go about this is Trappy. Trappy's been putting out these celestial secrets. Hopefully you guys know, I've been shouting out, hopefully you're already subscribed to Trappy. I've actually gotten like 50,000 scores. It's Battlegrounds, so it's a limited fight, but with a sunspot. So you got to get sunspot too. There's a couple contingencies. All right, but there you go. I mean, he's going to actually heal all the way back up here. And to what DLL said, though, that is also the combo meter. So as soon as we damage him, that'll reset a little bit.
Right. Like, he's not... I've seen some people say, like, he literally can't die against Bullseye. Fine. But, like, he's not going to be a, like, 51k option against a Bullseye. He's just going to be a, like... If you feel like you cannot fight Bullseye without dying, rank Mr. Sinister. Like, he's a safe option more than a hard shutdown nuke option.
You know, because Sinister will... I'm glad you pointed that out, because I actually thought it was the guaranteed crits that were doing that, and I'm glad you pointed out it's not. It's the combo meter. So that's going to break that. And here's what I want to see is... How does this interact with the... He'll still purify the stun, won't he? As soon as we go to...
Right, and not only will he still purify it, he will purify it even if you've built up your purify counter because it's resistant to ability accuracy.
Okay, but did you see how that actually just played out?
Actually didn't. You still were able to charge it, was the idea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But watch, like... It played out in a way I didn't expect. Look at that. So, I mean, I don't think you're going to see these like 50,000 scores, but you can charge your heavy into the special. There might be something to play around with there.
Yeah,
And Pablo's right. I ate a special and didn't even care. Throw the S1 before the heavy hits. Cypher, yeah, you said it. I had just done it. You probably wrote it before I did it. Aiden, yeah, he's not a 51 score against anybody, to be honest. He's closer to a global 48-49. Honestly, reminds me a lot of offensive anti-venom, where it's high health but not fast. I mean, 49,000, depending on the matchups and stuff, is
a truly consistent 49k is quite good.
Yeah, I think, and it is degen. So, right. And I want to read the reading, or read the reading. I want to read the reading. I want to read the ability there on the way it is worded for him turning off skill purify. Where is he?
I will have to go soon, by the way.
Oh, yeah, of course. Thank you for being here, man.
Yeah, no worries.
Not only is it better for the audience, but it's actually a lot of fun, too. Whenever skill purifies a debuff, reduce... And he's probably gone, but MSD wrote, you got to work for it. So it is like Apox. But, you could parry a few times to start off against these skill purifiers, get that ability accuracy reduced, and then you're... it's a little scary. I was trying to figure out if there's a way to not cheese it, but kind of like...
Make it feel more reliable.
Yeah, and then that way when you transfer over the damaging debuff to the degen, you feel pretty confident it's going to stay. I still think there's a skill... There's a skilled component there.
Yeah, there is going to be some potential frustration, though, calling it ahead of time, because it's similar to specifically how Apocalypse counters evade. And for anyone who has tried to reach 100% anti-evade on Apocalypse...
It was, that was Nightcrawler in Grandmaster's Gauntlet, right?
For me, it was spam, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I recall doing it. I couldn't remember... Oh, there's MSC. If I have a gameplay...
Some people refused to ramp versus spam. That's why I said for me.
I'm wondering if I did it against NC. But yeah, so MSD is saying, I have a gameplay tip for non-limber situations that could be fun. If I'm welcome to hop on call. Oh, dude, you're very much welcome to hop on call. Yeah.
I'll go ahead and take that as my cue to run to my meeting.
Okay.
But thanks for having me. And
dude, thank you. Later. Yeah, thank you so much for being here, buddy. I really appreciate it.
Later on.
See you, deal. I think we just got a super chat. Yeah, we did. Aaron, do I have a question? Does Gladiator need Awaken? Let's go ahead and let me get this on the board. Your super chat. I don't know. My kids do sometimes come into my office, but I don't think that's what's happened here. There we go. Get that set up. My quick answer is no, but I want to confirm something real quick. Aaron Kaiser or Kaiser, buddy. If you feel like answering, let's go ahead and look at that real quick. MSD is going to join call and explain that tip. I'm sure in a few minutes here.
I think everybody already knows about it because I already see people talking about it in the chat. I thought maybe it wasn't that widely known, but apparently it is. The double heavy from the same stun. You know about that?
No, what
I
is
can
this?
explain it.
Yeah, if you don't
Okay,
mind.
perfect. So with Mr. Sinister in non-limber matchups, you can fully charge a heavy. So let's say you've got your degens from your special one already placed. You can parry, fully charge a heavy to get your genetic manipulation going again. And then after you knock them down with the heavy attack, you can immediately start charging another heavy attack. It really works well if you're close to the opponent, like they're right against the wall, because you have enough time within one parry stun in non-limber matchups to go for 2 heavy charges.
That's wild. So, like outside of a node putting a limber, or your non-PvP situations, which is what the vast majority of players play, right?
Right.
Kind of, it's reminding me of, you just put out the video on the tips on landing onslaught heavy too, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's a different mechanic, but it's making me think of that. Real quick here, let's answer Aaron's question. Yeah, because my instinct is no, but there's one certain scenario where I think you do want Gladiator Awakened. So winning a fight as an attacker with more than 50% health. Health adds 4 to Gladiator's precision. I mean, that's nice, right? That's helping you hit harder and whatnot. It's in purple. I'm having trouble reading it on my own screen. What the heck does that say? In confidence limit. Again, hitting harder, but he hits hard. It's the second one that I like for fighting like future Ant-Man, and I believe it's Red Skull. This is very Battlegrounds like focus though, and that sort of thing. But Gladiator starts each fight with his vigilance buff for 15 seconds. 15 seconds is a long time. And then while benefiting from personal vigilance effect, all hits do 2 damage, which is great. But here was the big part, is the opponent's armor up effects suffer 100% ability accuracy. So for my uses, the way I would want to use them, no, but man, I really, really like it. Do you have thoughts on that, MSD? Are you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree. It's not a need thing. He is more or less the same unawakened versus awakened in terms of damage, especially in those one-fight matches that Battlegrounds are. But for certain matchups like Red Skull, like Shuri, even sometimes, if you have him at a higher sig, and like future Ant-Man, to disregard the armor in totality and immediately get the ramp going, really helpful for speed. So it's nice to have, and it makes investing in the 6-star worth it, because the SIG 200 benefit can essentially fully ramp you without the opponent ever getting an armor up effect, especially those that rely on them for their defensive capabilities. So it's nice to have, but if you're just looking for him as a raw damage dealer and you're not necessarily worried about making those specific armor matches with a hard counter, then he's going to be fine.
Dude, you know what? You helped me see a detail that I had actually missed in covering him. I did not realize it was armor up effects. I thought it was armor up buffs.
Yeah, it's effects.
As soon as you said Shuri, I was like, no, she's got buffs, huh? That's weird. And then I was like, it's MSD. He's probably right. I'm probably wrong. And now I've gone back, and so that's. I am.
It works for Infinity Man as well. Iron Man Infinity War helps with him too.
Jeez, I gotta get this guy back on my deck. I want to do a few more things with Sinister here, but the quick aside on Gladiator, the quick last point from me, I guess, is I have my concern when I did the video on him was that I was like, I may have difficulty with the AI, particularly in Battlegrounds where I want to go fast. And I think where I want to use him, it's about speeding up all of those fights MSD just mentioned, adding on Shuri now too. And I'm struggling to utilize him well with the intimidate mechanic. Like, I want to go too fast. A lot of it, I think, is also me. I want to make that clear. And so I actually removed him. I really struggled this current tactic in Battlegrounds. Removed him from the deck, and I was in Mysterium a few minutes ago. We'll see. I might not be anymore. Have you been using
at
him
this rank?
Yeah,
on your live server?
Yeah, I have an Ascended. I loved him so much in the video. I was like, or in a video, I was like, I like him so much that I swear if I pull him, because I didn't have him on my live account. I was like, if I pull him, I will take him to rank 5 and ascend him SIG 200 like as soon as I possibly can. And then like in an opening, like within a week, I pulled him. It was pretty wild luck.
Yeah.
Do you have him? Have you been using him? Do you?
Yeah, so I got Gladiator really early, but I never took him past rank 4, and he's still there as of right now. And for where I'm at in GC, I'm at like the top of M1, bottom of C6. I can't use a rank 4 Gladiator. It's just not gonna do me any well. It's just not fast enough. He's not strong enough on defense. But there is a strong inclination to rank and ascend him, especially with the 4 to 5 Saga Gem coming in like 2 days from the Incursion event. I would love to take him up, but there's obviously the fear of, oh, well, if I take him up and ascend him, of course I'm going to pull him as a 7-star, and then I'm going to cry. So that's partially a fear, but then there's the difference between like a 6-star ascended SIG 200 Gladiator, in my opinion, will outperform the 7-star rank 2 Unawakened, and probably the 7-star rank 2 SIG 20, because you're going to lose out on that armor prevention from the SIG 20 way faster, and you're not going to have the time to fully ramp. So I value him highly. I think he's great. It's just a matter of time before I take him up either as a 6-star and ascend him, or if I end up getting the 7-star, I'd love to invest in him. I was a big fan of him before the buff, and now that he is significantly better, I value him highly.
Yeah, I don't want to like feed into your fears, because we've all been playing this game a while. We know that as soon as you rank up a champion, your likelihood of pulling them with the higher variety is now skyrocketed, right? Like it's, yeah. I mean, all being cheeky there a bit, but to kind of go along that, I did just pull the 7-star Gladiator, like within the last week or so. So kind of to your point. And I want to see this here is, what does a SIG 20 do? Oh, this is...
Anime hasn't been updated,
yeah,
but from my recollection, I believe SIG 20 is around 5.5 second vigilance, and compared to 16 seconds from SIG 200, it's not the most ridiculous gap in duration, but it's substantial enough to make a difference in key situations.
Yeah, and like Red Skull, who's one of the now like top defenders, you really don't want those armor ups, like any of them. Right. So Aaron, because Aaron's asking a follow-up question here. So so a gem would be worth using for BG purposes. I think under 2, it's like a 2 condition thing, right? If you think of it. Sorry, I went to law school. I tend to think of things this way. But it's like a 2 condition rule set for me is, if you're looking to push Battlegrounds in that way, shape, or form, like that's pushing pretty high. Like we're talking like Mysterium here, Celestial, that sort of thing. And you enjoy playing him, then in my opinion, absolutely gem him, Sigma. But I feel strongly that I would give it advice. You want to hit both of those conditions, not just one. You want to hit both of them, because I've gone from, like, no joke, guys, I was in Mysterium 1, this last meta changed over, I tested a lot of things, I was having fun screwing around, and then I got like stuck in Arcane. Like I could not get out. And then today and yesterday I went on a massive winning streak. I got back up to Mysterium, and part of it was taking Gladiator out of my deck. So it's a really tiny sample size, but I think that kind of shows you don't have to have Gladiator. I don't think he's like... He's not Juggernaut. He's not
Yeah. Or Juggernaut.
Yeah. But he's
champions I love so much with all my heart.
Yeah, same here. But he's just not essential, right? The Battlegrounds tier list has had a massive revamp for our June top. This is a really interesting discussion. I also appreciate the donations from Aaron here, so that's why we're diving into this so much. But we just revamped the Battlegrounds tier list here for a variety of reasons, and he is going to be coming in as a 7 out of 10, second tier attacker. I will admit that I had him actually up as an 8 out of 10, but my experience with him in the AI pushed him down to a 7. So that's going to be a really fluid score. So like, you know, that's kind of my opinion, well thought out, looked out by a group of people. The only attackers in Cosmic higher than him are Venom, Adam Warlock, and Cosmic Ghost Rider. Just to kind of give you an idea. Some of the dual threats would be like Gallon, Hyperion. But again, you got to know how to use these champions. 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10 in my tier list, or 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. If you know how to use them, you're going to get phenomenal results out of these champions. Like, that's intended to be a very good champion. So, yeah, there it is. Actually, OIC, or you're a massive Gladiator fan, right? You and I had a lot of conversations on this. I don't know. Gladiator might turn out to be essential in the long run. Yeah, OIC, too. If you're willing to type more in the chat, but OIC is an incredibly smart player. I've been a viewer for years. And, I mean, you and I go back to... We go way back. So, and OIC has hands-on experience with a highly ranked Gladiator. All right, I just want to do this one more time. So what you were saying is let the heavy duration finish and then try to do another one?
Yeah, so prior to throwing special one, get the genetic manipulation going. And then once that finishes, throw a special one and then go for a parry. Hold it. So like right now, right? Just for the sake of the test. All right, there you go. So now bait this special. Yeah, so that right there is what you can do. And it gives you enough time to hold it again and pause the degen. So like if you parry right now and you hold, you can do that twice. So what you just did earlier, imagine if you had degens going while you were doing that.
Are you going to do a video on his buff like in the next day or two?
I was gonna stream it earlier, but then I got caught up with some things. I would like to.
Okay. I just want to make sure I shout it out. You know me, I always give credit.
I appreciate it.
I like him enough where I made you a full kind of like new buff champion video on him. Because I think there's a lot of... When you first play him, I think he's very easy to get... Like, I was borderline giddy about him.
Yeah.
And I do think he's going to be very good. In no way is this meant to say, like, I don't think he's great. I do. But I think it's easy to get, like, over...
Zealous.
Yeah. Because he's really fun and he's simple. You know?
He's not difficult to play. I mean, it's very base. It's reminiscent of when Shocker first came out. It's very simple. Special one, heavy. That's the bread and butter of the rotation. So he's not difficult to use. It's just it's hard to gauge because everybody gets super excited on day one of a new champion buff. There's a bunch of videos, live streams, people ranking him up, people loving him, people hate. That's just the norm now. So in like a month, when he's been settled into the game, the next season of Battlegrounds and War is already underway, so people will be using him there if he's viable. So, people doing story content will get a chance to use him and rank him up. So once he's kind of planted himself in the game's economy and the game's bloodline, it'll be a lot easier to gauge whether people are enjoying him and if he's going to be viable or not. So right now, if you go for a parry and you hold the heavy, right, for its entire duration, and then immediately hold it again, yeah, exactly, right there, you get the extended duration of the degen.
I mean, this is wild.
And you can do that fairly consistently. And especially if they're right next to you like they are right now, just hold it again. Perfect. Exactly like that.
I mean, that's almost like a bit of a cheat. I don't use that word because it's almost like a really advanced tactic. Is if that Winter Soldier had more life, I could be not worried about pushing him red. Like you want to be careful with that, but it's a way to squeeze out just a little more. I think I'm seeing Aiden saying though that this trick was not intentional and maybe fixed.
Oh, I totally see that. I mean, you've been able to do this since Sinister came out. He had a synergy with I don't remember if it was Havoc or some new mutant where he got a degen on parry, and you could do it the exact same thing you're doing here all those years ago when that synergy came out. So it has been in the game forever, but now that he's been changed, they probably weren't acknowledging its power given its accessibility. But it's only possible in non-limber situations. Like, can you do it with low levels of limber? Yes, but everyone who cares about competitive nature of the game runs max limber, and that's kind of the long and short of it.
Aiden, I think Aiden said you don't have him ranked up on your live account, do you? MSC?
I have him at rank 4 as a 6-star.
Okay. Aiden, what rank do you have yours at, bud? Do you I think he said you could do some BGs. Dude, I cannot. Although I will say, was there an AI update today, like a public one on the
Not that I'm aware of.
Dude, I'm getting hit left and right. Like my timing is.
Maybe the AI refractor turned off and you didn't notice, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Okay, I mean he's obviously good. There's just not. Oh, okay, Aiden, do you mind? Let's run a few friendlies and kind of laugh at me trying to fight him. Yes, there was supposed to be AI aggression special usage. That wouldn't make sense when I'm getting hit like this, but
Probably for larger champs.
details on MCoC site. Yes, there was an update in the patch notes. I think Kabam said change the AI was coming this month.
Interesting.
This happens to me sometimes though, where like I don't know. You know, I've been.
We all have our moments. You know,
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I've been working all day. Whatever.
I had like a 4 or 5 game losing streak earlier this morning. You know, we've all been there.
It's really refreshing when that when those sorts of things as a viewer, you know, where you're like, oh yeah, these guys lose sometimes too.
Yeah, you know, the allure of having this massive success and, you know, having all these skills, it is brought down to a more human level where people are good, but people mess up too, you know.
Yeah. Here, I'm just signing into my main account. I guess you guys can all hear it, huh? All right, so Aiden, if you don't mind, bud, hopefully you can maybe do 1 or 2 before. Yeah, how long do you plan on streaming for? I have to go for dinner, but keep back. Oh, buddy, go ahead and head out to dinner. I'm sorry, I didn't like you said. I think the messages were getting buried there. Another dono up top. What's up, Aaron? Oh wow. Okay, buddy. Thanks, dude. Thanks. I definitely missed that too. Let me get that up. Thanks for calling it out. I have a rank 4 Awakened Venom. Should I run that? And that's so dependent on your deck, but people love Venom. I have a rank 2 7-star who I do not use.
Really?
Yeah, I know. I was like, I saw you had been muted earlier, and I was wondering if you were back or not yet. And here, I'll show you my deck, and you tell me where you would put who would you take out?
Okay.
Yeah, looks like I'm back down on Quantum. So here's my deck right now.
not like to face you.
Yeah, right. I mean,
A rank 3 Red Skull.
who I know
my God.
in this meta is not as menacing. I understand, and I've been using the trick because people have been placing theirs on defense, and it's like, okay, I'll just wait till I make sure I have more power. I'll wait for the Fate Seal to come in, and then he turns into a potato. But like, who would you?
This is an incredible deck. This is nasty.
Yeah,
Wow.
like I
It
don't.
needs to shape up.
I don't envy people. Like I get it. Like I get a lot of the big-eyed Hella and the crying Sasquatch emoji.
I'd be crying.
Yeah, and I'm always just like, okay, one or two, fine, I get it, haha. And then after that, I'm like, all right, you're muted. Because here's the thing, and this was happening when I fell down to like Arcane and Gamma, which are fine places to be. It's just not where I'm typically playing. Okay, is I would often end up in drafts though, where my deck would be like, I don't know, easily 2 times the size. I don't know how you could calculate that, but let's say it was. But then when the actual like 7 champions went in, you'd be like, I don't know which one's Vegas and which one was the half the size, because we both had some rank 3s, we both had some rank 2s, and we both had some rank 5s. So
like as the months go on, Battlegrounds becomes much more draft dependent and much more time investment dependent. If you're gonna play, you gotta play, and if you're playing, eventually you'll get the draft that you need and the drafts that you'll need to climb and keep going. But yeah, that's why I don't do it nearly as often as people want me to. As fun as it is to stream, it is a very tiring experience, especially when you try to do it consistently. Like, I don't play Battlegrounds every day. I play every 4 or 5 days maybe. And if I was motivated to reach like the top of Celestial, if I had a reason to get there, I would be going, but I really don't.
Dude, I just hypothetically, I still don't think you would, and here's why. I don't see you being someone who plays all day. Like
I'm not.
And so
that's the thing.
Yeah, I just and I no, like no shame to anyone who does. Like, this is just more of a, like, I follow MSD on Instagram, and we chat sometimes offside. And I know you have a lot of other interests and a lot of other things you do. And it just requires, because draft RNG can go against you. You can sometimes play bad, and you just have a losing streak that you could have no control over. Also, there's just always, like, literally today, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Literally today, I lost a match because there was an interaction I had not run into that was very much due to this meta and those particular like defender, and like I just didn't foresee it coming, and I hadn't run into it yet, and I lost. My opponent didn't have a good fight. It's not like, and that's my fault for not. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that, like, I've played a lot, and I just didn't see it. I just didn't see it coming. Yeah, I've obviously established that point. I think do you have a to Aaron's question though, rank 4 Venom, I think that's so hard to know without knowing what the rest of the deck looks like. I mean, that's a great attacker, don't get me wrong, but like, even you just heard MSD, like right now, like, who would you take out for Venom on when you look at my deck? So I think it's so.
Oh man, from my mind, right?
Yeah.
I hate Juggernaut. So I would take Juggernaut out and put in Venom and always ban Juggernaut. That's what I would do.
That actually might not be a bad call for me, because very rarely does someone have a Juggernaut in their deck that's also not more powerful than mine.
Yeah, that's been my exact experience. I just recently took mine to rank 5 because if you can't beat them, join them. I'm very exhausted by seeing 30-second Juggernaut fights against Maestro. So I decided to just take mine up, and I was going to plan on ascending him as well. But now I'm hesitating because it's just easier and makes my defenders more valuable when he just doesn't exist. And that's how I feel about Hulkling too. Like, I don't dislike a lot in life, I don't like Hulkling Juggernaut Battlegrounds, man.
There's not a lot of life I don't like. Hulkling and Juggernaut up there. You know what, my friend? I think you just manifested a Juggernaut for me. I don't know. I don't think I'm sharing my screen anymore. I did have a 7-star crystal. I've been doing the same thing. I like literally just took mine to 5 because I was like, I thought I'd have a 7-star Juggernaut by now, and I am tired of losing to 7-star Juggernauts.
Yeah, I feel left out.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's having fun, and I'm over here with my rank 4 Kindred, just trying to survive, and I'm just not having a good time.
It is not a good time. No, you manifested.
Well, that's fitting.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I am still the kid that was invited to sit outside of the birthday party and watch everyone play with Juggernaut.
Listen,
Yeah.
my manifestation powers may be limited to a few key characters.
Well, I mean, the last time you were on call and I opened up a crystal, I think I pulled Onslaught. I awakened my Onslaught. So we are doing A-okay.
Let's just call this a wash.
Yeah. I honestly don't even think we can call it that. I think one Onslaught is worth like 5 Venom the Ducks. Let's see here.
I would love to be you right now. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I would not be upset with that.
So, that's right. You like Red Goblin. That's right. There's a reason why you're associated. I'm not, it's not my cup of tea.
I get it, man. I understand.
Although,
if I could get 6 on anybody, though, I would rather than not be on my Guillotine 2099. I'd rather than be on my Red Goblin.
if it wasn't for... Do you see the other champions, though, that are competing with Venom here?
Yeah, there's,
I'm not lacking for options.
Oh, you've got,
Where is he?
Wow.
All right, big boy.
I love that, that Gamora.
All right.
I like that.
If I lose the first matchup, I will not be doing any more competitive matchups. And then we'll either do a couple friendlies and sign off or something. What's up, Gus? I know. I will just, again, full transparency, since we're talking about it, and we have so many smart players in the chat and obviously on call, is I have really struggled this meta. Like, I was definitely kind of screwing around, testing stuff out, like trying to learn Onslaught's SP1 evade while playing and like not doing friendlies. Like, I don't have the time to do it that way, but I should maybe start making the time. And so I fell, and then I was like, okay, I need to take this seriously, and I really did try to climb back out, and like the Fate Seal would get me, or the tactic interaction between the attackers and the defenders would just totally get me. And so there's champions like Guardian with his armor up buff that like I just would forget. It's like it honestly feels like the mental load of the current node set and tactic together is like one thing or two things above where my brain is letting me go for MCoC. Like, just full, like I'm very comfortable admitting that. Let's call it. There's a lot to this meta. I think there is. When I can really remember it and stuff, like I have a good time, but yeah, I don't know. It just is what it is. I was having a great time in the meta before this one. I can't even remember what it was.
Oh, the Fisticuff recoil meta? That was really fun.
Yeah. I
actually enjoyed running recoils in that meta. I had a great time. That one was very much a nuke fest, but it was still fun.
Their bishop's bigger than mine. And so, like, this is an example, is I gave up. I do feel like I'm hurting myself banning people's Zemos this meta, but Zemo was a champion that I decided, like, I'm not going to put the time in to learn to fight him in this meta. I just need to ban him. Like, it's just what I decided to do. Whether it was a good call or not, I don't know.
That's totally fair.
Oh shoot, Mike, Dono, what is the easiest way to play Kushala? Is 3 parry blessing enough for War and BGs? I'm struggling to keep all the blessings. Is yours awakened? Mike. Hopefully Mike didn't go. I have a super chat. Thank you, Mike. And I apologize for not getting that up there.
Focus on this, Vig. I can answer Mike's question.
Thanks.
So, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you're running with a rank 2 unawakened 7-star. So it's a lot trickier to manage all of the blessings if that's the case. Because of that, you don't need to prioritize having all of them up, but ideally you want to go parry, heavy, intercept. So you're right out of the gate with 5, and then from there that gives you a lot of leeway to build up more of your parry blessings, build up more of your heavy blessings, and still have that one intercept blessing that can pause the rest of them. So from my experience, that's what you want to do when you have a little more time on your hands. But if it's like Battlegrounds, parry, heavy, stand up, intercept, just kind of get the ball rolling. So then you have 3 of your blessings, then you can repeat that process, parry, heavy, intercept. Unawakened especially, you don't have to worry about maintaining the maximum amount of blessings so you can get the passive. Unawakened, it's a lot less stressful. So yeah, just parry, heavy, intercept, and I would try and go in that order if you can. If you want to like prioritize the intercepts, I would leave the heavies for last so they can be the lowest number that you increase when you trigger it to get the pause. But again, the pause isn't super necessary with the unawakened one because you don't have to prioritize maintaining the maximum. Even though the potency increase is nice in the long run, as long as you're building up the ignition buffs, you're using the special ones to nullify them after you've used the prior special 2, it's not that big of a deal. So as long as you're not just completely ignoring the spells, you'll trigger them normally by just playing her in her intended play style. So yeah, that's really it. If you have a more specific question, like for a specific matchup, let me know and I can try and elaborate. Are we going to use guillotine here? Oh, no. Interesting.
Thanks for doing that, by the way. Like, I am definitely not playing enough nor streaming enough to be able to talk and play Battlegrounds well.
Understandable. No problem.
What the? Okay. That was not my intention.
I kind of figured.
Yeah, dude, my timing is just totally... I don't know what to say about this. Like, it's like I'm not playing. I don't know how to explain this. Like, now that I'm really trying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to just wipe off my screen or something and see if that makes a difference.
Do a game reset maybe if you decide to play more, but if not, understandable.
Yeah. No. It's just weird. Like, this was happening. No one in the chat though is saying that like the updates messed up their game. So I'm gonna feel confident it's me. That's really weird. Like, I've actually got, thanks to Trappy, like no joke, I've gotten the Bullseye fight down really well with Sunspot.
Sunspot.
Yeah.
He's he's my go-to.
Yeah, I mean, there was a trick of like definitely utilizing your striker well and kind of like having Bullseye cross the bars of power when you have special and stuff like that. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Red Skull is good against Bullseye. Yeah, I need to get better at that. The Red Skull rank 3 is brand new to me. In fact, I don't even know if I've done that in a video yet. I think I did. I've been so busy. I was out of town for work for like 3 or 4 or 5 days. And when I do that, that tends to then mean I'm going to be even more busy on the way back out. Or when I get home. And that's just kind of been what's up, Black Jam? You're not late. Bloody Stir's like, did I really actually win this? Yes, you did. It should always just, I think I've been playing for a long time. Yeah, that might be it too. I think I just had a weird interaction that I wasn't planning on happening, and then I let it get to me. I think we still got a chance here. No, maybe not.
Depends on how cooperative Atuma's going to be. Absman rips through that pretty quickly. Deathless Guillotine could also do it well.
Yeah, to be honest, I should have put Onslaught down.
He has Hulkling. It would have been a wash.
Yeah,
if he played it well.
I don't even know how to... I literally have no clue how to do this with any of my champions that are available.
I would probably... Yeah, that's fine.
I'm
just
done.
intercept a bunch.
Yeah, I'm done for. let's just call it what it is. What's up, Snoops? I'll do one more. I'll reset my game and I'll do one more. If I play better, we'll do a little bit. If not, we'll call the stream or something. What's up, Mr. B? I actually do see your story. That's awesome. It's a great name for a dog. No Squad. Love it.
I would just prioritize the intercepts here. Try not to let the Fate Seal trigger when he has armors, or you're gonna be in for a rough time with all the waiting.
Come on, dude. I just have faith in my Domino, dude. She does really great stuff. She didn't go lucky.
I would have faith in a rank 3 Domino too.
Oh, man.
This is going rather well. Yeah, good, good.
Actually, that's what I wanted him to do. No!
Oh, I was gonna say, you almost had it there. I mean, you probably survived this with not the worst health pool.
Why won't he die, dude?
Fantman is a funny guy. Yeah.
You think Fantman, Onslaught can do Fanta?
Yeah, Onslaught can do Fanta. Yeah, well, like I said, if Atuma cooperates, it's gonna be a fast fight. But apparently he didn't.
I think there's a chance Bloody is potentially watching and felt badly for me for the controls and gave me one there. Especially by the cap salute there. That's gonna be that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I know when I'm gifted a match, and that looked like someone taking pity on me. To me.
See, here's the problem. He has Spidey Supreme.
Yeah.
Like me. Probably Red Skull and just hope. And then use Shocker for Hulkling if you wanted to.
I already messed it up.
It's alright. Onslaught.
Yeah.
Yeah. Special 1, Special 2, see what happens.
Shocker can do some things, man. Shockers can really mess people up on defense.
Shocker can definitely do some things. I've had many a matchup where Shocker is just not nice to me.
Come on, dude. That's all of them, didn't I?
Alright. Oh, the Fate Seal triggered his passive.
Yeah.
heavy counter this special 2 right into your own special 2.
I'm clearly just off because
Yeah, man. We all have those days. It's
yeah, I tried to do what you even said there.
Yeah, I say it in the moment because my mind immediately goes to like, what do I have to do right this second?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
It doesn't translate sometimes, you know.
No. Like I was even planning to do that, and like I just we could have actually won that one. Nice job, buddy. Thanks for. I think you gifted me one there, but damn, I actually want to keep playing, but I know I shouldn't. Jason Osfan. What's up, Osfan? Hey, Vegan MSD. I've been listening and watching or chatting. I'll have to watch later. Thank you so much for being here, though, Osfan. I saw you say that earlier, and I just wasn't able to say hi. I appreciate the support, of course, as always. Maybe let's answer a few questions. Shocker should always be nice. He's your guy. You got that right. Maybe transition to some friendlies. Yeah, I'll do some friendlies because I technically can hang out a little bit. I don't want to plummet my rating just because I want to keep playing. So if anyone wants to send me a couple friendly invites or something like that, I'd be up for doing a couple. Let me reset my game either way though, because it isn't always the most fun when that's when it feels like that's it. But I don't think it is. I think it's actually just me. What do you think about 7-star OG Thor? Like, would that be fun to have in game, or is there like a leak or something?
See in the game right now? Do I have to go check?
Yeah. Wait, well, that's you can't just ask that without some more information.
You're giving me flashbacks.
Yeah.
2015.
Like 200 in BG. 7-star or 6-star?
I don't see 7-star Thor. I guess it was just asking if 7-star Thor would be cool, and yeah.
I mean, yeah. That's a champion that you really want at high sig, though, right?
Yeah, you want him at like sig 200.
So, I mean, yeah. The scouts got me a little worried, man. I think Kabam's going to handle it really well. I think they've learned a lot from some of the scenarios that have me a little worried. But the Kraken, let's go, bud. Can you send me a friendly or a friend invite? Oh, there's Pablito. Is that you, Pablo? I think that is. So let's do Pablo, then the Kraken, and then we'll see if we have time for more. Misery. Yeah, let's go. So we'll do Pablo, Kraken, and then if there's time for more, we'll go with Misery. Oh, this is cool. There's now like a news. Oh, that's not cool. That's weird. What is this? Why would Kabam allow a link that's not theirs? What's going on? Yeah, that's really weird. I'm definitely not going to click that. MSD, are you?
Oh, I'm muted. Sorry, I was talking this whole time. Classic me.
No, that's all right.
I'm gonna send you a tweet of what it looks like. I just clicked on the link.
Did you check in CCP to make sure that's not some?
It looks legit. Oh yeah, it Oh, this is cool, actually.
Oh, Pablo, that's okay, bud. Go ahead. You don't need to mute, buddy. I mean, I'm gonna try to win, but don't worry about it. I don't like when people have bigger Titanias than I do.
Very fair.
I got a lot of respect for that Red Guardian, though. I mean, I like out of respect can't ban that. As we discussed earlier, Jugs has got to go. And let's get rid of Gallon. I don't think I have any Gallon counters. Oh, so the link is real, though. The link is safe?
Yeah, the link is real, and there's some real cool stuff in the link. If you wanna.
Oh, you're serious?
It's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
There's something there that I wasn't expecting to see, and I'm happy that I'd see it.
Oh. You
I'll
sound...
send you
Yeah.
another screenshot in the same tweet.
You're tweeting this?
I am tweeting this, so
Okay.
you can just check this out.
Yeah. After this match, we'll go take a look.
But this makes me very happy to see that this particular thing has been added to this website of theirs.
Added to their... You're using so much vague language, I completely missed my draft.
I don't know what it is. It's not the official website. It's like a second website. Like a middleman between the website and the game.
Dude, no joke. Have you confirmed in CCP server that this is intended?
I'm gonna ask right now, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Oh, someone's already asked. We haven't gotten a response yet.
Sanskrit, did you spend some time in Four Loki? You seem to be aware of how it goes there.
Oh yes, the
Yeah. I am just now learning how to use Silk, and I think she has to go in for that very reason. And yeah. Uh-oh. Joey's saying it asked him for login info.
tried clicking the Megasonic pick and it asked me for login info. Let me see. Oh yeah, huh.
Yeah,
This is interesting.
Aaron's saying it looks a little suspicious. Huh. Cersei without a counter is usually not a good time. So,
Probably. Yeah, that's probably fine.
yeah.
I was gonna say maybe throw Bishop.
To be honest, I kind of just throw in the round, hoping to pick
yeah.
up 2 and 3, and I don't think I need Iceman later.
Probably not. He has Sassy, so he would tear right through
Ah.
him.
So look, this is like literally what Pablo just said. This is where, like, at some point, it's like I'm not going to learn this meta that it's ending in a couple days. You could just use the Fate Seal against Cersei. I'm just not. I'm not thinking.
Hey, you can do that too. One thing I've always disliked about Iceman is how far his second medium pushes the opponent. It just makes me very sad for spacing purposes.
I bungled this badly. I'm really curious about this site, though.
Yeah, this is interesting. I'm gonna try to get a confirm.
Yeah, don't give your login info anyone. Like, just don't.
Yeah, don't do anything just yet. Let's wait and
Yeah.
hear what this is.
Okay. I thought the Sasquatch was unawakened, which he is not. And I don't really know how to play Silk yet, but there's no way to learn, like practice.
Trial by fire.
Yeah. I definitely don't know the rotation after the SP3, so we will not be doing that. Yeah, this could get ugly.
Yeah, the problem with Silk in this meta is the stun duration from her heavy attack is going to get reduced to the point where it's going to get countered. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, you have to use it sparingly
Huh.
because of roll with the punches.
You ever have the days where you're just late on everything you do? Like,
Yeah.
even that, like, I just, that's literally how I feel right now. Like, like if I, yeah. Like, just everything I'm doing is, just late. Like, not a lot late, just a little bit, but enough for it to make a big difference.
Yeah, 100%.
Although, I will say, yeah. No, I'm mentally just late. Like, I don't know why I thought I had my striker available to me.
Or it's the one heavy.
Yes. It is what it is. I was losing anyway. Good match, Pablo. I want to see... For Soap this meta, I rush to L2 and only have in striker, and again into L2 if they play into back. Drafts is fine. Resist ruin that comeback. Yeah, we weren't winning anyways. Pablo got me on this one. Should I even pull up this website? Or is it like, you know what? Nice matchup, Pablo.
I have the screenshots from what it looked like on my phone, if you want to pull those up on Twitter.
On Twitter? Yeah, let's take a look at this. Because what I would guess right now is that it is legit. It's just not finalized. Maybe went out a little early. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that'd be a really, unless they are trying to get people to log in and steal information, this would be a, well, yeah, because it looks real. Welcome to Battleground. The Battleground Bulletin, Deathless Vision. Release notes. The new champions.
The following one I sent in a reply, and I believe that's Simula's 8.4 Glycon video on an official MCoC link, at least
No wonder you sounded
presumably
excited.
official.
Yeah. Does anyone recognize this K? Oh, see, look, staging. That makes me think again, this is something that just went out early.
Has to be a work in progress, probably.
Yep. Oh, you guys can't see the staging part, can you? there in the web address. Oh, Dan saying the news button's even gone. Yeah, they probably, this is probably something that just went out a little early.
Oh, they probably just took it down.
Yeah. This probably went out a little early. And I mean, this is like, I think I asked for something like this, like, and this is not a complaint. I'm not saying like I said this a year ago. I'm hopeful for what that may become, because I do think it. Robin the Champ staging back end a plugin.
Yeah, it's gone.
Okay, they screwed up.
It's gone on my end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't supposed to go out.
Yeah. So I mean, we got a sneak peek. All right, we said we'd do 2 more. Who were they? I think it was Kraken and Misery. So if you all are available to send me those invites, we'll do those 2, and then I see, and I do need to go after that. That's where they should keep the Trello board. Yeah, I mean, I made the video like definitely making fun of the Trello board. So I was very much making fun of it, because yours is sent. Kraken, can you send another invite for the friendly bud? It's somehow it's not. Doesn't seem to be coming through on my end. I do think that there would be a superior way, like a website like that. I realize that's what Trello maybe kind of is. I don't really know. I just don't think people are that familiar with Trello. And nice information leak. What happened? What info? And I'm serious. That's not me pretending to be dumb. I truly don't know. But I think a nice place where people could go and get the information, get like, oh, here's the patch notes, here's a guide, here's the new champions. Maybe even, like, I would love to see a... Jesus, Kraken. The count name is making sense, bud. Yeah, we'll make this work. Oh, you got that Spider Punk. Be cool to see in action. Like even a codifying of terms. Oh, you're just kidding. Okay, got it. I was like, oh, what did I leak? Oh no. Even just like a codifying of terms in the game, like, no, and how things work together, like armor, crit rate, crit resistance. Like, how did those all interact together? That sort of thing. I would love to see that. Just like. And I realize that's a lot of work. That's why I was saying, like, I'm not complaining that I said this a year ago. You can't just like instant do that. So, let's see who's been banned.
Right. Hey, Vig, I'm gonna bounce for now. I see that Lags is streaming, so I'm gonna go grab a bite. Then I'm probably gonna head over to his side of the YouTube sphere. But hey, it was good talking to you, my friend.
Is he doing the Lags Junior account?
Yeah, he's on the Spiker right now.
Cool. We'll raid him afterwards in a little bit. Thanks. Tell him I said hello.
Yeah. All right, bud. See you later.
Right. Let's see here. The website just leaked. Cersei is an awesome champ, and not the L people think. Oh, Cersei's great, bud. Oh, yeah, we just did a Cersei fight, right? Yeah, without a proper counter, she is an absolute menace. MSD was talking about how great Venom is, and I see a rank 3 Venom here. So let's go with that, and there we go. Glossary. Yeah, it has to start somewhere. I would just love to see that. I think it'd be nice for players. I think it'd be nice too. One of the things I talked about in there, or I've talked about, is a link in game, like something that's in the game. Like that's where, like, I personally don't even go to the forums, and literally no one has ever made me think the forums would be a good place to go. Like anyone who's ever talking about the forums is complaining about the forums. So it's just not, it's not in my thought process to say like that'd be a great place to. And the few times I do go, I can't track stuff down. Like it's a very unintuitive process. So yeah, for all those reasons, I'd love to see it changed. Wow. think I'm just going to take the L here. I probably should have done Kate. Vega, you ranked Mr. Sinister yet? No, I have not, Lee. Dude, he's a ton of fun though, right? Aiden, thank you. Oh, I thought I said Aiden. Back here still. You know, buddy, like I need to get back to work, and I'm playing like as Brendan says, dog water. So I think I'm gonna do these 2 friendlies, and then I'm gonna sign out. I feel like Sinister is a tough fight. I mean, you essentially want heal block and a robot. Man, I was really hoping to MS this up too. Yeah. Good job, me. Good job. Sounds like Warlock. Yep, I think Warlock. I don't know if Nimrod's going to be able to handle Sinister. Or will the heals come in? And I'm curious on that interaction. Hot Dog Water, have you tested that? Like, are you sure? 8 absolutely no worries, down for some off stream. Thanks, buddy. I do really appreciate it. You've tested? Yeah. Okay, cool. That's good to know. Illuminati chat. Okay, thanks, Aiden. But Warlock and Shocker are the top 2. Shocker because of the lack of crits. Warlock because of the heal block. I want to see what a 7-star Omega Sentinel's going to do. You know, I'm like talking about so many videos that are coming out soon, right? I haven't been active on YouTube, but I've been doing a lot of work for the YouTube side of things. And 7-star Omega Sentinel, all of those champions coming, were champions that we were demoting. Like, we were literally demoting. Then it came out that they were coming to 7 stars. And I think we now find ourselves in a scenario of... Jesus, Kraken, you're just kicking my ass here, dude. Of a scenario of trying to guess how much of them falling off, quote unquote, falling off, was due to them not being out as 7 stars, and how much was potentially metas moving on. So I'm kind of curious to see how that plays out. Yeah, let's just go with this. OG Iron Man still works? Why OG Iron Man? I would not have thought of that. Because remember, you can't reduce Mr. Sinister's healing. Man, she really punished me for the failed intercept, didn't she? It's weird to see a domino be lucky and unlucky at the same time. Oh, there you go. Nice matchup, Kraken. Thank you for the match. And then yeah, absolutely good game. And Misery, if you're still around, dude, send the invite, and then OG Iron Man crits though, and he has no heal block. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out too, Lee. OG Iron Man is what I call a neutral matchup, so no advantages or disadvantages. I mean, I guess it's like a nice, like, you know, in case of emergency sort of scenario. Night, Hot Dog Water, have a good one, bud. Prowler should rinse Sinister too, the lack of crits. Full list I have so far of really good counters are Warlock, Shocker, Nimrod, Viv, Prowler, Guardian. Yeah, because Guardian would be good. Omega Sentinel, Cap Sam. No, Misery, but if you've got time, I can do one more. Yeah, I could do one more friendly. Chotty, this is last one, but I gotta go. I've been on and I'm playing beyond terribly. Next BG says I didn't want to run a friendly with you. It's been a while. Yeah, Mike, I'm trying to figure out. I mean, this is like the constant thing for me is trying to figure out like the moving forward with the game and with having a channel and stuff, right? Like the tier list, that sort of stuff. Not only do I love doing them, like absolutely love it. So those are constants and people enjoy watching them. And then it comes down to like, I think I do a good job of like your champ reviews, like getting people started, or like, here's a great place to come to, initial thing, get going. And then it comes down to like streaming. I'm down to pretty much just playing Battlegrounds because I've stopped doing Tier 1 War. I like talking to you all a lot though, and that doesn't always work well with Battlegrounds. I had gotten to a place where I could do both relatively well at the same time, so if I did that regularly, but then my work and life schedule start to come into play. But I would like to get like a regular cadence going, that sort of thing, like a regular, you know, this is what we do. I mean, obviously because of YouTube, I can see what people enjoy seeing. If I had that emote, dude, I would give it. Let's do the wolf. Let's do the howling wolf. Life can be a pain. Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky. I know you're joking around. I'm fortunate that I have a full-time job and a full-time family. So I'm very fortunate that's what's distracting me, right? That's what's keeping me from doing my hobby. But yeah, and I do want to move forward. No joke. I was so down on Battlegrounds. I was like, if I lose these 2 matches, I'm quitting. I'm quitting the game. And I said, if I lose this next one, I'm quitting. And you know what? I want to see something. I want to test this out. And that's probably a bad idea. I kind of wanted to see Shocker. Misery, if you're listening, no joke, you are the first. This is the first Nightcrawler that I recall, anyways, facing all Battleground season. And I do not have my deck well prepared for it at all. And so it's really cool to see. I have a feeling you're going to use it to destroy my Fury, though. Misery and William are the top 2 NC guys I know. Actually, Misery, didn't you and I match earlier in the season? Did you have NC in there? And I've just forgotten? You are 6th in last season. I could swear you and I matched early in the season, like maybe even in like Gladiator Circuit. I could swear that happened. I think you destroyed me then too. We did last week. It was last week. Yeah. I'm not kidding when I tell you all my memory and stuff is not the best. It's not the best. Mysterio. Oh yeah, Mysterio probably would be good for Sinister. Aiden, I will take this to Illuminati. This is actually something we said we'd do. Maybe we'll do this after this friendly. We'll kind of as a group. What did I do, dude? I thought you were replacing Thing. Misery. I thought that you're replacing thing, and I'd already chosen Massacre, and I forgot to look. Oh, that's all right. This is how most great discoveries are made, by accident. Let's see, maybe something cool happened. You know what? Massacre could actually do this. Yeah, Massacre could have done that. What? Okay, that's the dual threat of Nightcrawler right there. How hard was that fight? Like, how much were you slowed down by the meta? Yeah, I really think Massacre could do that. I'm wondering why, though. You weren't slowed down, so is that about as fast? Oh, here, I'll let you finish as you're trying to pick your defender. Sorry, man. It's just big special damage. There's something, though, about... Oh, wasted about 10 seconds baiting specials and used the wrong rotation. But aside from that, it went wonderfully. Man. There's something about glancing and, you know, not being able to special into it because it then causes like the special to glance and all that. Oh, this is gonna get ugly. What am I doing? Whatever. I got a problem. How am I going to do this? I don't know how I'm going to do this. Well, that's even worse. Wait, what the heck? New viewers are probably like, does he know how to play the game? Yeah, I should have used Ice Man. I don't think I'm going to win this one. What do you guys think? I don't think that one's going to go well. Yeah, so Sanskrit, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, Ace Fusion, there's a really smart player. Glance only affects basic has not specials unless you combo into it. That's what I'm talking about. Misery, you kicked my butt, dude. Thank you for kicking my butt. What did I say we were going to do? We were going to grade out Nightcrawler. Here it is. So let's take a look at Nightcrawler here. Where is he? Here, I'll try to pull up what I can show, guys, so you guys can kind of see this. Let's see here. There we go. Let's do the Nightcrawler thing and then we'll get back to the chat. I think that's all good. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, you guys are getting a look at some of the updated rankings that are going to be coming out. I spent a ton of time. One, trying to fight bloat. I felt like that was happening because there are so many good champions. Well, as you're used to my tier list, you know that the third tier is a very good champion, okay? And then also, though, wanting to really put that premium on like your Onslaughts, your Hulklians, your Hercules, really show that. So for Nightcrawler, or not Nightcrawler, for Sinister, where is he? There he is. Long form, I don't even know if it should be a 1. Aiden, where are you? I saw you put some. You think 1? Because long form does include like our Winter of Woe and stuff like that. So yeah, I think 1's fine. Playing him, I actually do think probably 5, but let's start off with 4 to be super conservative. I'm trying to learn from being excited about champions before and then they don't land as well. I don't like demoting champions unless it's like a big review like we do in June and December. Or the meta has just shifted, you know? Budget's tough. What are you saying? You think 4? The blocking unblockable specials is really good. He does have the bleed resistance. What else does he have? Damage is really good. I think 3, bud. I see, so flow, I see a ceiling of 5. Budget, I see a ceiling of 4. And I think 3 feels safe. Meta, again, I think I see a 3. Because, remember, this is general. This is like not Battlegrounds, this is not War, this is just like a general champion questing what the game asks of us. Like, he's not specifically answering anything. Reverse controls immune, P-Dub, thank you. They're throwing that at us now. But there's no true strike, there's no handling evade, there's no handling miss, there's no handling auto block. There is just the bleed resistance. So, but he's a tricky one because, you know, I was playing so badly that Winter Soldier hit me a couple times. I got an Incinerate on me, and then I was able to put that right back. And that's obviously any debuff. Okay, but Aiden, so, and I know this is hard because you're just typing, but like concussion, we kind of looked at that. The concussion is only 6 seconds. And to utilize that concussion, you then need to not do the SB1 spam, which is going to significantly delay your damage output, I think. So if we look at him that way, then I think his flow goes down. I think part of why his flow score is so high is like you're just parrying, you are holding heavy, you're throwing SB1, and you're doing that over and over and over. And I think that's why his flow score is so high. Because like what you need is so easy accessible. Remember, flow, the way we're defining it, or I've defined it, it is different than ease of play. Because his ease of play is going to be either a 2 or a 3. His pause can handle a lot of nonsense too, like timing out an unstoppable or killer instinct. There was something interesting there, Pablo, and I think you were there when we did fight. Bullseye. There wasn't. I was like, I think there's a thing here. I just don't know what it is. I mean, I don't feel certain it would take a lot of playing. I could see players discovering something there, though. To what you're saying, Aiden, 6 seconds not accounting for your heavy pause, which is fine if he's getting ramped up. So, Aiden, you're thinking SP2, land the concussion, keep that going, then go into your SP1 sort of thing? So, I mean, you guys can see some of the other scores, which is why I left some of the other champions on there. I mean, when you compare them to the other champions, like Mega Red is a 4. He's got those resistances. He has the non-damage back mechanic. He has the anti-shrug ability. Onslaught has the 5. I mean, the guy is like countering nodes. 3 would be Nightcrawler. He does feel like he's got more than Nightcrawler, although Nightcrawler's evade is coming in huge lately. I think let's leave him at 3 for now. Because again, remember, I'm going to put a video out just touting this as a new champion, and I just don't want to overshoot. You work on some videos for the next cycle. It definitely slows him down, but the stun after this video opens up so much for the heavy charging. Okay, I mean, obviously I trust you, Aiden, and I know you know what you're talking about. It's a little situational. For Bullseye specifically, then there's utility heavy pausing to wait out the killer instinct. Yeah, it's a little situational for now. So that's where meta, though, if he's a solid Bullseye counter, and Bullseye is so dominant right now, that like I think that at least makes him a 3. But I don't see. And I'll tell you guys, just for context, this is reminding me of Destroyer. I loved Destroyer. And anyone saw that video, and I meant everything I said in there. But I had so much fun playing Destroyer, and it's like I'm having difficulty separating how fun he is to play from how relevant I think he'll be in the game. And I'm trying to learn from that a little bit. Because Sinister is a blast to play. I think his Battleground score, and I think Aiden had said this earlier, needs to go up. And I think that's true. I think he's an 8 in dual threats, is what I think. But when you're just like playing the game, I think, right, what I'm seeing is like our 3rd tier, which is if you know how to play this champion, they are very worthy of the highest rank possible. Solid for Bullseye, Korg, Kingpin for sure. Will struggle against Killmonger unless you go special 2 route, and definitely bad for Tuma. So, I mean, I think that's an 8, though, right? Like in Battlegrounds, he's going to require a very specific counter, which means you're either banning him or you are now having to carry Warlock, Guardian, Shocker, although these are champions that are in people's decks. See, this is what I'm talking about this with him. Is he's exciting. Nimrod, Viv. Yeah, Nimrod's still in a lot of decks. I don't see many Vivs these days. You have all 3 of those in your deck. See, Austin, so that's like, this is the kind of like, I'm actually really enjoying doing this with you all, because this is essentially what we do in the Illuminati chat. And I continue to work on the framing of it all more and more and more to provide a better iteration for everyone, to better To better. Sorry, hold on. My wife is messaging me. To better convey the information that we're trying to get across. You're leaning 7 for BGs? Yeah, I said 8, but as we talked it through, because his counters are already likely in people's decks, and because there is like 2 or 3 already out there, I think 7 as well. Now, but that a smart player can take a 7 and do great things with them. So again, that fits. He reminds you of Mephisto and Deathless Key Group. I see that. I understand. You're not saying he's just like them. You're saying the way he works in the BG's deck would be like that. I think defensively he's similar to Weapon X. Sorry, my wife is now. I think 7. Okay, so let's leave his score. And you know, the idea is to over time to be able to put these scores up, because I could see budget going to 4. I could see meta going to 4. I don't know on that. I think BG 7. I think his war rating needs to go up. I think I'm going to put that at 4 for now, though, because I don't see. I think he's someone. I think he's lower on that side of like a tactic's going to make him rise up for a few seasons, or a specific player is going to really want to need to use him. You can see, I think the new factor also bumped him up a little bit. The thing is, though, Austin, is a lot of times the new for us is being unused to someone's animations. And that's not going to happen here, which is why I'm not jumping on that quite as much. Although his abilities have changed. We got another donation, and I've stopped updating the board. I will say I've done a very poor job of streaming today, guys, and I apologize for that. What's up, Jimbo? Thank you so much for this, buddy. If you have a question, please let us know. I feel pretty good about that placement for Mr. Sinister. Ease of use, I think we're going to leave it 2 for now. I think he's actually a 3. I think he's a 3 as far as ease of use. Aiden, so if you're handling, because you're a tier 1, right? If you're handling fights with him without them, because he's not tactic, then yeah, we'll push him up. Thank you for testing that. I know you're not doing it for me, but I appreciate you sharing that information. I feel pretty good about that. Where does that end up? Where does that make this champion end up? I have to say that feels right to me too. That placement feels absolutely perfect to me. I think like 3rd tier. The reason that says yes at the top of that tier is, the most common question we get is, should I rank up this champion? Yes. If you know how to use them, you're going to get very good results. You're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to have a great time. In many scenarios, you're going to get results that are just as good as the champions above, particularly or especially if you don't know how to play the champions above you. There's going to be, I do think he's going to have some value in Battlegrounds that is higher than his relative value outside of it. So maybe we'll put like a Battlegrounds emoji on him. I think he's a lot of fun. I really like him. But if someone was just saying like, hi, I'm new to the game and I pulled Sunspot and Mr. Sinister, I like playing both of them, which one should I rank? I would say Sunspot. That's my thinking right now. Let's see what you guys are saying. I covered that up. It's a good score, but I think he's going to have room to move up before we do top 10s in June. So Aiden, that's the other thing is like, I mean, as far as like if he was an actual person, I would say it's almost a little unfair to him, because if he had come out like 2 months ago, I would have felt more comfortable going to the upper ends of some of these categories for what I said. But then we literally just, I mean, hours and hours and hours, you know, have gone into fighting the bloat. And so he's kind of like the first one, you know, because as you know, just 3 or 4 points spread out across all those different categories would move him up significantly. Here's the other thing, and it doesn't change like the evaluation of a champion aside, except for me, as far as when we do the meta part of it, is he's not available as a 7-star. And I think that makes it so it gets a little tough to evaluate. I think we're at a place where there's so many 7-stars out there that it's hard to like say, like, this is what I mean. And again, I'll talk about this in a different video. It's a little difficult for me to say, were Mole Man, Omega Red, Omega Sentinel, Corvus, and Quicksilver, were they falling off because their place in the meta was getting taken, or because they weren't available as 7-stars? I don't know. I have my thoughts on all of them. I think Mole Man was because he wasn't available as a 7-star. The rest, I've become a lot less sure. I will say I'm a little worried about for the people who go all in on Omega Red. I think they're going to get some really cool stuff, but I don't know. I'm not as sold. And I know really smart players who disagree with me on that. Anyways, thank you everyone for what I feel like was I think it was a good stream, but I was playing like dog water. Thank you for all the donations, everyone who showed up. We had MSD on call, and DLL, Aiden dropping so much knowledge in the chat. So many of you, a ton of you dropping knowledge. Let's go ahead and raid. Like Lags needs a raid. He's the biggest. Well, I guess there's always Brian Grant. Huh? I said it raid Lags. My alliance mate Ace Fusion is going right now. And so, what's he doing? I think it's hard to tell exactly what Ace is doing, but why don't you do me a favor? Because I know most of y'all are going to go see Lags, which is totally cool. I get it. Puts on a great show and all those things. But if you're like, you know what? Let's do something kind of fun. Let's see something a little different. Why don't you go check out Ace Fusion? Let him know I said hello. I got to get back to work and finish some stuff up. But I really appreciate you all being here. This was a lot of fun. Very happy here. Thanks, Pablo. I had a great time. And sorry, there's so many exclamation points. Rose, I don't understand the question, bud. You want to, if you can repeat it real quick before I sign off, I'll try my best to answer it. Storm for longer fights content is better. Oh, then Sinister? Yeah, I mean, it'll depend on the matchup, right? Like if I think it'll depend on the matchup. I think Storm right now is I feel more comfortable saying Storm is an overall stronger champion as far as default advice to people. But again, if you like Sinister and you're interested in Sinister, I think you're going to get great results. That's how this game works. There's a handful of champions that are like totally premium and they're just dominant, and then there's a bunch of like really excellent champions. Anyways, I got to head out, guys. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for all the donations. Thanks to everyone who was on call, dropping knowledge. Aiden, you know I love you. Take care, everybody.